Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Evie
Hello.
and Nicole,
Hello, hello.
and that's a balding fella.
That is Peter Anderson
Ah,
as Dr. Richard Fleming.
okay.
So the character's name probably pays tribute to Alexander Fleming, who discovered penicillin, because both
Hmm.
men sort of delved into revolutionary biological research, though with different results.
Didn't know Sam took her dog tags off.
Also, her hair looks impeccable considering she's been apparently lying in bed.
I
I
look like a
look like
drowned
a
rat in the
disheveled
morning.
troll in the morning.
Yeah.
If I were Amanda, I would be like, my hair does not look this good, guys. Let's
Yeah.
go for it. It's one scene. Let's just do it. Make it the hair
Oh,
wild.
my mum has really short hair and it always looks really flat on one side when she's been sleeping.
What color is her hair?
My mum,
Uh huh.
grey.
Ah, there you
Yeah,
go.
she's got perfectly silver hair.
Yeah.
So I think even from the opening sequence to this episode really feels a little bit different. I think it's worth noting that Joe Malozzi characterized this as a old-fashioned small-town alien invasion story, and he regarded it as one of the season six finest offerings. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's that.
All
And the
right.
Gateworld reviewer called it sci-fi noir mystery, which I think is pretty apt. So I wanted to say as well that speaking of different things, this episode does stand as the first one to feature none of the characters from the original film, and it also marks the first time in the series that Daniel isn't seen or even mentioned.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. And Peter West actually earned a Gemini nomination for Best Photography in a dramatic program or series for this episode. I think it's also worth noting that Nightwalkers is the fifth consecutive sort of Earth-centric episode. So even Descent sort of kept us near Earth's orbit. So more notably, though, this episode marks the third straight episode where the Stargate serves as sort of either a secondary element or remains entirely absent.
Hmm. Nerd.
Nerd. That's his favorite thing.
Ah! That's funny.
Love him.
Yeah, but in a second, he lies about memorizing SG1's mission reports. So
Oh,
he's like
what
he's
a naughty
playing
boy.
Jack's like ignorance card.
Do you think he is on purpose?
Yeah, he is. He
Okay.
literally says, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he
it'd
wasn't
just
just
be a
pretending.
recap for
Okay.
the audience.
Yep.
Yeah.
Immunotech research.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I already know something that my friends told me, and I'm like, you know what? I'll want to hear it again. So, maybe he's doing that.
Yeah, I tend to do the same thing, Nicole. I don't mind if people repeat themselves. Because they obviously are excited to get some information out. So I usually let it slide if I've heard it before, especially when it's my parents. As they get a bit
Yeah.
older,
Hmm.
they forget what they've told me.
Yeah.
So Jack's not going to be in this one. Yeah, it makes sense.
No.
No original characters from the feature film.
Yeah. See, there you go. Oh,
They already
Jonas,
do,
you
darling, and
beautiful
it's
soul.
okay.
So he did know who Adrian Conrad was, or he didn't?
Yes. No, he
Okay.
did. Yeah.
Okay.
He just didn't
Let's
want
get
them
some
to judge
lunch.
him for like memorizing all of the mission reports as well as like every piece of literature on base.
Yeah. Well, what else has he been able to do with that brain of his?
Exactly.
So it makes
So,
sense.
this episode takes place in the real settlement of Stevenston, British Columbia. So it's got quite the resume. So this location has hosted productions like Once Upon a Time, The
Storybrooke.
X-Files,
Yeah.
yeah,
We've been here as well, haven't we?
4400.
Yeah, we've stood pretty much right there.
We have, yeah. And there's actually you can spot some real local businesses which still exist. Kizamos Greek Taverna and Stevenson Coffee
Steveston.
Co. Steveston, sorry.
Mhm.
Steveston Coffee Co. Are still businesses that exist today, which is kind of cool.
Ah, that is so important to keep those businesses going.
Yeah, absolutely. I also love there that Sam sort of set up a circular surveillance loop. Sorry, like Jonah's keeping an eye on Tilk and Tilk keeping an eye on Jonas.
This guy isn't this guy the Pegasus deck chief
Blue
on
Man
Battlestar Galactica?
Kuma.
Yeah.
It's entirely
yeah, he
oh,
is,
this guy.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Blue Man Kuma as Sheris Knox. So,
Yes, the other guy, yes.
Yeah. He actually he worked with Stargate guest star Scott McNeil, who's also in this episode in Beast Wars. And Blue also voiced a character in Stargate Infinity with his and he was good friends with Don Davis.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Stargate
sense.
Infinity coming up 2 times in a row, guys. I love it.
And the deputy that we saw before was Vincent Gale as
That's it, and he was on
technically
Galactica.
Agent Cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was Chief Peter Lard from Battlestar Galactica and Nigel Griffin
Laird.
from Laird
Yeah.
Sanctuary. And he later returns to the franchise as Carl Binder Morrison in Stargate Universe.
Carl Binder Morrison?
Yeah.
That's a nod to Carl Binder, I suppose.
I'd take that as a yes.
The body, I don't think ever comes up again, though. I think it was just removed.
Yeah. I don't think we hear about the body later.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Pills.
Amphetamines.
Yes.
I've only seen this episode like 5 or 6 times, so
I-
I don't
yeah,
remember
I-
a great deal about it.
Yeah, so now we're
5 or
watching
6
very
times is like a
quietly.
lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen Abyss like 15 or 16 times. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, there are some episodes I've seen, I think, literally 100 times. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but for the grace of God.
You think
so,
100 times? Oh, I don't know about that.
more for me, for sure.
For individual
It's one-
episodes? Wow.
Yeah, I love that, but for the grace of God.
She
I've
has
definitely seen
Stargate
it
on
a
pretty
lot.
much constantly.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That doesn't
I
mean
used to
she's
go to
sitting
sleep-
in front of it.
I usually am, though.
So,
It's weird. If Stargate's on, I can't not watch it. So.
Yeah. So I really love how Carter is like totally commanding this investigation. So
Mhm.
I don't know if
yeah.
you guys remember back in Shades of Grey when Hammond said that she wasn't ready for a command. And now she's like out there running a covert op. She's casually setting up circular surveillance between her teammates. Like, you grow, girl. Like, I'm so proud of you.
That's a lot of alcohol.
It is.
Like what you said, this is a major eating episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
Yeah, there's a bit of eating.
Speaking of eating, I'm starving. I might mute myself and eat some Oreos.
Go, be my guest. I went and bought more of those waffle thingies the other day.
Oh, stroopwafels.
Those.
Oh.
In fact, I'll be right back. Have fun.
When David comes
So
to
there's
visit, he doesn't have to
actually
feed him that.
something sort of unlikely on Fleming's computer. So the screen shows like completely free disk space,
Yeah.
which would be impossible for any functioning computer since the operating system itself needs storage space.
The lies. That's a really good point, actually. I didn't even think about that. Good job.
Also, this van says Malotzi on it.
Does it?
Yep.
What a
It says
fantastic
MCP
little-
and then it says
Oh.
Malotzi down the bottom in the red.
Oh, that's so brilliant. I love that they do that.
Well, it was written by Molly and Malotzi, so this is just their way of inserting themselves into the episode, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, very convenient timing that it arrives as they're in there snooping around. Damn, Oreos are good. Mm.
Oh, see, this is adorable because he's like questioning self-addressed packages. Like, someone needs to introduce this man to eBay. 'Cause I'm like always sending myself packages.
Okay, sorry, the Stroofwaffles, whatever they're called. They're calling my name. Alcohol has gone up in sales 250% this week. I can't imagine why, but this is certainly my
Oh
my
god.
vice.
Version?
So yeah.
That's your vice, yeah.
We didn't even touch on that. Let's not do that. Let's have a good end of the
Yeah,
week.
keep an eye also on the size of this syringe because it'll come up again later.
Okay.
Is it goof gating? Is it going to be much smaller next
Kind
time
of,
we see it?
yeah, kind of.
I remember that hiding something in the mail is a good way to hide something.
Yeah. Actually, that's what Chuck did in that Tony Todd episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
really?
He
What
sends
a
it away to get it
coincidence.
away from the evil agents that are after him, and mails it to Tony, and so they can't get it back because FedEx took it.
Yeah. So, according to a fan comment on Reddit, I don't know how true this is, but Jonas's toast eating was impromptu and it led to like a production rule of no unscripted eating on set.
Really?
Really?
Could cause for inconsistency between scenes.
Maybe.
If they're going to
he's
do it
got
again
one
and again,
bite.
he's going to have some toast.
Yeah, there's one bite out of that toast. Imagine if we cut back and it's like, and he's done 3 more, and then it cuts back to 1 bite again.
Yeah, because we literally had that same issue with Jack a few like seasons ago, didn't we?
Yeah. Damn.
One of my favorite movies, Music and Lyrics, with Hugh Grant.
I love music and
love
lyrics,
that movie.
David.
Go
Guys,
to the-
we need to watch it together.
Go to the coffee shop scene and watch, what's her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew
Drew
Barrymore's
Barrymore, yeah.
drink go up and down in size, and the position of the drink when the two-handed shot goes back and forth, it is a mess.
That's so
And you can't unsee it.
inconsistent. Who's
Yep.
watching that? Also, this
editors-
looks like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
This looks like the Body Snatchers.
Well, it looks like the scariest PTA meeting of all time. There's like
Yeah.
fog and everything. Also, this is Scott McNeil, so he plays the unnamed townsperson. So he'll return as Keflin in season 10's Company of Thieves. He also has another connection with Chris Judge. They worked together on X-Men Evolution. Scott voiced Wolverine and Chris voiced Magneto.
Ah.
One of my problems is I don't buy that he's not flanging with his deep voice. I just don't buy it.
Oh, yeah, it is very deep.
Well, the Goa'uld thing made no sense.
Yeah.
Jonas.
There is a lot of food in this.
Traditional American.
Good joke. Good joke. Damn, this episode's making me real hungry. I want
Why do you think I got the strip?
Yeah.
thing?
Stroop waffles.
Yes, that
a
one.
waffle. Gotta get for breakfast tomorrow after my meetings.
So
Look at
Jonas with
him.
his trademark eagle eyes.
Perception. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, the article thing, low blow, because sometimes when I'm reading, I didn't really read it properly, and I reread the same thing over and over and over again.
Well, the whole
so-
point is that they're exhausted.
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Not that they're actually Goa'uld right now.
No, this is true, but still, go easy on her, Jonas.
So when Agent Cross comes in, he's wearing a tag that says Mully.
Oh,
That would be his
is it
alias,
Mully?
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's for yeah, it says P Mully.
For Paul, of course.
Yeah.
Was it just me, or did he have tan lines
I didn't notice.
on his? Yeah, it's like he has sunglasses on all the time. Yes, Sam. That's what that means. I would love to have this guy on. He's just
That would be
awesome.
cool.
I'm gonna reach out to him, especially if I didn't know he knew Don well. I would love for him to share some Don stories.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently they were quite tight, so
Well, that will be my in.
Mm. Oh, big sus. I haven't seen this person in so long, but I'm just like, oh, listen. I already know what the answer is, but it's like it's
Yeah.
really fun watching everything get, revealed along the way.
Yes.
As someone who comes from a really small town, I completely get everything he's saying here.
Yeah.
You know?
With the whole community thing, in the US small town thing that
People
I see
stick
on TV a
together.
lot,
Yeah.
is it true? Like
Like
you
what?
guys actually like care each other, like about your neighbors and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you know each other and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Ugh.
what you're
So the
supposed
British are
to
just
do with
don't ask,
people.
don't tell.
Yeah, the British people are like, oh, stay away from me. Don't
Yeah.
need the most I'll do is take their mail if they're not home to
No.
do a nice thing.
Relying on the state
You
to solve, your immediate problems is not how it's supposed to be. The state is a second or a tertiary resort. You turn to your neighbors first. Now, of course, having said that, I know none of my neighbors surrounding me, so I really have some room to talk here. But from where I'm from, yeah, I know everyone.
That's very surprising. I mean, I know everyone. I know a lot of people around here because I grew up here, but it's not like the same. Obviously, I feel the US is much more like I don't want to know the people around here. I just do. You know.
Well, when the chips are really down,
Yeah.
you'll find out who they are real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I mean, modernity has allowed us to kind of thrive from that.
So, Jonas just said that cloning is illegal, which is not entirely correct. So, while Canada, where Stargate was filmed, does prohibit human cloning, the US has no federal laws against it. So, neither Oregon nor Colorado, where the episode was taking place, had state laws banning the practice.
I did not realize that.
That is such a. I wouldn't have even thought to look into that, Evie. That is very interesting.
Somebody else did that.
You
for
notice
me.
Krusty Bill's bar?
Oh, okay.
So that's Greek taverna right behind them is still there.
Krusty Bill's bar is a reference to Bill Mizell.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, first AD on Stargate SG1.
That is
God, the
cool.
awkward come in and no one you're not welcome. Oof.
And if Jack was here, he would say, "Well, this is a cliche."
He'd also
Yeah.
walk in and say howdy or something.
Yeah, he'd go sit right by them and try and get them all a pint and then get a Guinness, see what's going on. Ian in the chat said, I've spoken to a neighbor once in 10 years. It must be a British thing. Yeah, I really don't talk to my neighbors. It's very rare that I say anything to them, so.
Okay, I love the barkeep's expression because he's almost like, ginger ale in here we sell whiskey, like from Back to the Future.
Yes.
I love how Gold are, so good at pretending to be small town country folk when they're in between their breaks from building their spacecraft, which they really shouldn't have to have any because of their strength, in general.
I know. I love how Jonas just says, "Hey guys, like I think he's field testing material for his upcoming book, How to Make Earth Friends and Influence the Tari." Spoiler alert, chapter 1 is entitled, "Hey guys."
God, the way also, right, those glasses are like only part way full.
It's a lot
I'd
of ice.
expect it. I'd expect it way more full.
A being who thinks that he's a king is willing to be a bartender. I just don't see how this works. I'm sorry. I have some real problems with the Goa'uld being.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
They're not being
It makes sense.
Goa'uld here, other than not
They
talking.
kind of explain that later.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Also,
Well,
I'll
isn't
leave
it
it
that
for
they're
a
not
bit
even
longer.
faking it because they're only like partly conscious, so they're still kind of there, but they're just like a weird angry version of them or something. I don't know. It's like a melding issue. I don't know. I don't remember. David, no trivia on this one, please.
No, yeah.
I will not remember.
I mean, I would think that their hosts would be pretty exhausted, So maybe they take breaks to keep from overexerting themselves, because literally these people are supposed to be asleep right now.
Yeah.
So
This reminds me of a book I read a while back. Just simply that it was about the daytime you'd have a personality during the day, and then at nighttime a different person would come out while the other person was sleeping, and they kind of had to like they led two different lives
That's
during
really
day and
creepy.
night. It's a really
That
interesting
is
idea,
really
very
creepy.
creepy. They'd be like married to someone else during the day, and then like they'd live with them, but not be married to like the other counterpart at nighttime. It was very bizarre.
Wow.
And it's a very cool idea. I like it a lot because it's like it's just eerie.
We've got a Peter DeLuise cameo coming up as well.
Yes. With a
There
he is.
pretty obvious one. He's like Stargate's Where's Waldo, really, isn't he?
He really is.
Yeah. God, they're eating again.
This whole episode is a snack, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, on many levels. The Matrix eye candy and the actual
they look
food.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't stand out at all amongst all the flannel.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, because it isn't it? So during the day they're like themselves, but at nighttime is when they're like kind of
Yeah.
yeah. So like he doesn't remember anything at all. Yeah, no. No.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, nothing says covert surveillance like staring obviously into a shop window.
Maybe he's
Straight up,
thinking
these
about
three
getting
guys.
a new lazy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These three guys are doing such a bad job blending in. Like, it's actually I'm embarrassed for them that this is how they decided to dress up. Like, I never really noticed how awful it was until Evie was like, hey, the meme.
That's right.
Yeah, it is pretty obvious. So our friend here is Michael Eklund. So he actually did a double tour of Battlestar Galactica universe. First
Yes!
he was
He died!
Posner.
Yeah, he played
in the
Posner in the first
miniseries,
episode.
and
Yes!
then Waylon and Caprica. So he also did a 19-episode run of Winona Earp as well.
Interesting.
It
Who
took
was he
me
in
so-
Galactica?
He was the guy that gets burned alive.
Prosner.
When Saul Tigh orders them to vent out the area in the miniseries, and then Callie's holding his dead body, and he's like, his face is like melted.
That's right. His hair was
Prosner.
cut.
He's the one that found the
That's
photo of Adama when he was younger with his kids, and they gave it to him as part of the retirement.
That's right. Good for you.
Damn,
That's a great
Prosner.
trivia. Yeah, that burn makeup was good.
Yeah, he looked gross.
Yeah.
So
His death always
basically,
stuck in my mind.
if you've like listened to what he's saying, he's like a night shift worker.
Yeah.
So for once, those night shifts were actually good for your health.
Yeah.
It saved him.
I died in that fire. Oh, another fire. Yeah, good. I'm glad he avoided this
exactly.
one. Wow.
There's a trend here.
Stay away from fires, my guy.
I remember that in the preview. They only come out at night.
Oh, God. That's it. You were about hostility.
Oh, looking at Jonas.
Oh. I like that Sam's had to go like undercover in this small town with two aliens who still struggle sometimes, and it's like, wow, covert.
Correct. Full-grown clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Yeah, so that's Sam's point as well. So it's kind of funny hearing Sam say adults can't be duplicated because she's literally been duplicated as an adult herself. Like,
Yeah.
granted, it was as a humanoid robot by Harlan, but still. But
Yeah.
like, I think she's probably just talking strictly about Earth's current tech
Yeah.
level.
And her peers
Yeah.
did have mimetic alien devices on them too, so
Mhm.
there was some of that. And the mimic devices will come out later, or come
I heard
back.
about this rich lady who's she has the DNA of her dog and she like has it on standby every time her dog gets
Yep.
old and dies.
Yep.
She keeps cloning it, and I'm like, I wish I could do that with my dog. I love her so much.
The personality wouldn't necessarily be the same,
That's the difference, yeah.
Yeah.
but it'd be a good long-term study.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think it would be that expensive. I would think it'd be several $1,000s now, but I don't think it's that expensive anymore.
If I was rich enough, I would.
So her lock picking technique isn't quite right. She actually doesn't rotate the barrel before she opens the door.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cute. Of course, everything's creaking as well.
Yeah. Mm. I have one thing I remember about this episode that annoys me, and when we get to it, I'll point it out. But like, I'll see if I'm misremembering it because it was like really, it was the slap, the Jonas slap, always sounded pathetic to me growing up, and I'm like,
Oh.
and I want to
Jonas
get to it and
slap?
see if, yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see
she
if I
slaps
remember.
Jonas.
Oh, she
Yeah.
does?
I
Oh,
want to see
that's
if I
right. Yeah.
misremembered how pathetic the slap sounded. Because, they made a joke about her
I
hitting him
think
hard. And I'm like,
I think if I'm remembering my rewatch of this like 2 days ago, I think it sounds louder than it looks, if that makes sense. Like it just looks like a
yeah,
really light
Hmm.
tap, which it probably was, but
maybe
they've
that's why I thought it was
they've dubbed
pathetic.
over a sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
That does not look at all like the ship in the shed.
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean the ship in the shed is just a very suspicious looking matte painting. So
I'm just like, they just don't look consistent. And I wish we saw more of this ship than we did. So,
It's a damn good painting though.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's vaguely gold.
Yeah, it's got some of that cargo ship kind of like
Uh-huh.
smoothness
Yeah.
and weird
Kind of looks like the
triangular
Delta
curve.
flyer from Voyager, but yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so
Daniel could read them.
apparently Jonas
Yeah.
just made like an interesting slip in terminology. So apparently while all data is inherently encoded in some form, what he's actually
Encrypted?
describing is encryption.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is backed up by later dialogue from Tilk, who actually mentions breaking the code and decryption. So
I actually forgot how they got here, so this is exciting.
Raj Luthor, I wish we could get to see more of the spaceship or at least a full schematic. I'm pretty sure that blueprint was, the ship, right? That they were building?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wasn't that it? Or was it a part?
We didn't get to see all of it though, did we? It was like kind of, a bit obscure.
Janky?
Yeah. Well,
You
go eat
Sam.
something, guys.
Yeah, right?
Get your stroop waffle on like David.
Don't make me go get more of those
Have you had
things.
Biscoff?
Go have
David?
some
I
strip.
don't think so.
Oh, I'm gonna make you some Biscoff cookies when you come to England. You're gonna have such a good time.
It's going to be a while.
Oh, Biscoff
Okay.
is good. Biscoff is very good. It goes with everything.
Oh. I love that they're
I'm
just
actually
casually throwing the Zats on the dashboard.
Yeah, like
someone
for everyone
comes
to
around
see.
and they're like, what is that?
What is
Yeah.
that? It's just like, oh, we're just doing some dirty stuff in a car late at night with these phallic-looking guns. Don't worry about it. I went there.
This is a great transition.
Oh, it is very creepy.
Well, this like dude falls asleep within seconds.
Yeah.
I wish I went to sleep that fast.
I know people
I
who
think-
do.
Yeah.
My dad falls asleep pretty quickly. Actually, I fall asleep pretty quickly too. But I think the average is 12 minutes.
Oh,
Really?
Damn.
I take
Yeah.
more than that. The average, the global average?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Evie, very random question. Well, nothing's happening right now. Have
Mhm.
you ever seen Brookie's bakehouse in
No.
Brisbane? So it's an Australian woman who makes apparently the best cookies in the world, like Biscoff, Nutella, etc., etc. Her name's Brookie,
Ah.
or Brook. Her name's Brooklyn, I think, but she does cookies. But I'm gonna do it. My favorite Australian to follow. So if you ever go to Brisbane, please get me cookies.
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of Queensland, but yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Apparently, Queenslanders
Also,
are full of really strange people.
Oh.
yeah, it's the heat. Apparently she's like developed the ability to translate and read Google text.
Or
So
she's
I don't
able to
think they
recognize that it's
actually
hieroglyphics.
yeah, I don't think they explicitly explain this, but I guess it is possible that, she potentially had lessons from Daniel before Ascension. Maybe she self-studied after his departure, or perhaps even like residual knowledge from her brief blending with Jolena.
I was wondering that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's reading the text?
Yeah, she interprets it. She reads it. Yeah, she
Oh, okay.
translates it.
So they're all Conrad's Goa'uld. I forgot that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They're like balls. So they all behave the same, or they should.
What? Oh. Very covert, guys. They didn't just like see you very obviously in the
Yeah,
cards
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Took the Zats too. Didn't hide those well either, did you? You
I mean, it's
numpties.
been 6 years. I'm honestly not surprised that she's learned Goa'uld.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pick up something with Daniel's constant rambling
Exactly
and obsession
right,
with
and
the
she's
Yeah, I
archaeology.
guess.
she's loves to study. So
Yeah.
I forgot
all
the cops
Phoenician to
aren't.
me, sir.
It's all Phoenician. The cops aren't Goa'uld yet.
No, they're good still.
Yeah.
Which is why they were acting relatively normal when arresting them.
Yeah. How many people are you gonna kill?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, in the Gate World review, Terry Campbell made a great point. They said that we were robbed of seeing Sam take on a room full of bewildered townspeople while rocking the impractical but stylish high-heeled boots. They just sort of gloss over it completely.
Lockwatcher. They don't have snacks in the van.
Yeah, what a shame, honestly. When they're not eating, I'm not happy.
Well, there's a difference between not having any snacks and just not wanting to share them with, so-called prisoners.
Yeah.
Good NIDs. More of Malcolm Barrett's crew.
Mm-hmm.
Dear oh
Typical.
dear.
It's not a bad idea.
No, no, you know what? It's not. But it's not very morally nice for the
Yeah, for the townspeople. Exactly right.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, there you go. There's the
Yeah.
explanation.
Well, I knew that,
So-
but so they're a little no, but I mean the symbiotes, not the humans.
Yeah, the
why aren't
symbiote's
this-
an infant.
Okay,
They're
so
they're too young to have the strength to like deal with taking over a person full time.
To wait
So-
for them to be
I'm just
slave, yeah.
talking about like their demeanor is more slower because of that.
Yeah, I
Because
think so. That's
Kowalski
how I
was
interpret
pretty
it.
darn strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the townspeople
Well,
it was them in the bar as well. So
Yeah.
It's okay to
I'm
say,
just
David, stop
calling
bursting
them-
our bubble.
No, it's okay, David. Burst it, burst it.
Yeah. I just call them sleepy time symbiotes.
Sleepy time.
Sleepy day. Well, to be honest, it makes a lot of sense. Like I think with Kowalski as well. Like the guy, the symbiote did take over at times, but it did choose usually like sleepy moments where to take him over because it was easier. So
Also, they were sort of more discussing this in the van, but why did Fleming mail himself the vaccine instead of just taking it?
Yeah, it's a fair point.
because then
These
this wouldn't have
symbiotes
happened.
are weird. A lot
They're like-
shorter.
Yeah, they're teeny tiny. Haven't seen that in a while.
Again.
Her eyes are so big and blue that
Yeah.
it's even like more disturbing when her eyes light up because her eyes are already so big. So they light up and it's like Jesus Christ. It's serious.
This is true.
Okay, so we're gonna see the syringe on the floor.
Oh, and
And
it's
we
a
really
lot
don't know what it
smaller. Is it
does
going to be a lot
yet.
smaller?
So no, so it's a 60 mil syringe, which is very ambitious. So like that's way too much fluid for self-injection. So even with like intramuscular shots, you're only looking at like 5 mil max. So Carter would have needed like a whole IV setup for that much medication, which she obviously didn't
Because it was a
have
huge
on her.
amount.
It sure
Yeah.
It was
was.
a huge amount.
I guess they were like big symbiote, big meds.
Yeah.
But you didn't need a lot of fluid to sell the idea.
No, you didn't.
Tight shot on the Zat, reused from season 2.
I was going to say I remember it from season 2.
That's it.
Oh, here we go. The pathetic slapping coming.
It is coming.
Mean Sam. Mean Sam.
Nah. Yeah, see, it sounds kind of pathetic. Like it's
I'll
like
take
a
your word
tap.
for it.
Yeah, sorry, David. Like it looks like it hits harder than it sounds. It's like a click. It's like okay, you know. His face still. He looks so like upset that she hit him. He's like, "Excuse me." Welcome.
You have properly interfaced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, here we go. You think the NID would be screening them just for this? You would think.
It is quite interesting when the Gould get all you know, like this, where it's not just like big overdressed bad guys trying to take over the universe. Like the intricate political stuff like this is actually quite interesting. I just don't. It's not what I watch Stargate for a lot of the time.
See, did you notice there how Sam slips up in her like possessed act? So like the real bewildered Agent Cross calls himself the host, but Sam's still using Major Carter. So I mean that kind of should have like tipped them off right there.
Yeah, they didn't dehumanize her completely. Could have been like, my host was doing this.
Mm-hmm. This one's Jafar.
I love that. Even on Earth, he's a shover. Poor guy. Oh, yeah, really? Hmm.
The Russians didn't have only had him for that long. They would have known.
Yeah. God.
Oh, Sam. I love how she casually threw in the humans don't trust him.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
Nice
Basically another
sting.
slap. It's a
Uh-huh.
verbal slap.
They did not often do night shots. Cool, though, when they choose to do it.
I do feel like all the guys running in one line on the street like this is not entirely tactical, though. It looks
Probably
cool.
not.
Lockhart said, how do all the symbiotes know who Teal'c is? Well, I mean, if he's got a gold symbol on his head and he's like, well, any symbol on his head.
Yeah, they know
and he's-
exactly
and he's-
what he
And he's
is.
chilling out on Earth
Yep.
with humans. He's clearly anyone would be a Shulver. They just happen to only really use it on him.
Because
And
he's
then
not
they-
working for his god, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Now it's raining.
Yeah, I don't quite
Hmm?
know how Sam managed this.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is all fuzzy.
Yeah. Hmm.
Should have checked the back of her neck.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the symbiote went in, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but isn't it the vaccine is making it go bye-bye?
Yeah.
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 Well, it's killing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, new plan. I don't know. I think he's right on the money. Listen to him.
Yeah.
Oh, subterfuge.
That was such a Jack way of saying that.
It really was.
Like, RDA's not here. Let's insert some of that.
There you go.
Hmm.
Okay, you know what's kind of interesting? This episode marks a milestone in terms of symbiote possession, because now both Jack and Sam have now each been hosts to a Goa'uld and a Tok'ra.
That's it. That's true.
Look at them. They're twinning.
Twinning.
I'm
Love to
assuming
see
they
it.
removed the symbiote this time rather than letting her body absorb it.
No, I assume they're just letting her body absorb it.
Yeah.
Man, just take
I
the
mean,
damn
why
thing
go
out.
through all that? Why go through all
Just
that effort?
unnecessary surgery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suppose. You can have
I'm
a
sure they'll keep they'll keep
skeleton
an
back
eye on
there
it.
for
They'll
God knows how
scan.
long.
They'll keep
Yeah.
scanning to make sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've had like things happen with me. I know people who've had things happen with them where like it's kind of just something's in them and it's kind of like not very pleasant, but they're like, yeah, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to cause any damage. Just leave it in.
A
It's like,
9-inch snake.
It wasn't 9. It was more like 4 or 5. It was tiny.
I'm talking about this.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. 9-inch snake is like 5 inches. It was a half snake, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just a wee bebe.
A wee baby snake.
Let's get some
So,
more.
Terry Campbell in their Gate World review made an
God,
interesting
that was such a
point
fast
about
ending.
this episode.
What the hell?
They said that this episode worked better as the bridge between Frozen and Anubis rather than a standalone story because it didn't quite sort of hit the heights of like a 1969 or a Point of No Return. But I love what a fan on Reddit pointed out. They said that despite the wild premise of symbiote-possessed townspeople moonlighting as spaceship builders, we get this rare and really interesting team dynamic between Tilk, Carter, and Jonas.
Yeah.
And it's like actually one of the few times that we get to see this particular trio working together, which I think is nice.
Yeah, I agree. That ending was really abrupt though for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, yo, like
It's
she's
a
like,
lot
let's
of
have lunch.
It's a lot of business. It's a lot of story beats, and
Yeah.
plot contrivances to make it work. But either way, that's Nightwalkers.